Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Light Side Reaction Reviews. Today we are watching the season finale for Young Sheldon, Season 7, Episode 14, titled Memoir.
Fine, just talking with God.
He say something to upset you? Because I give him what for.
Georgie, that is disrespectful.
Sorry.
But hilarious.
Cheer you up.
If you really want to cheer me up, help convince your brother and sister to get baptized.
I already told him I did it.
You treated it like it was a joke. Everyone in this family is treating it like it's a joke, and it's not.
Okay.
And so, it's not a joke. And that is precisely the reason why she shouldn't be forcing them to do it. Because if she forces them to do this and they do it, just going through the motions, and they will always see it like a joke. Because it literally means nothing to them. It will have accomplished nothing except reinforce their idea that it's a joke. Don't do it, Christian mothers and fathers. Don't force other people, your children or anybody else, to go through the motions and pretend it's not saving their souls, it's only pushing them farther away. Okay, who's he calling?
Meemaw, it's Georgie. I'm worried about Mom.
Look, I just want to say I'm really sorry for what you're going through.
People keep saying they're sorry. It's so stupid.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just want you to know that I'm here for you if you need
Okay,
help.
last episode I talked about that. I'm not going to go recap it now, but go back and watch the last episode for my views on this. You know, how people react to people that are going through grief. All right, Sheldon's taking down his posters. Getting ready to move. Professor Proton, Bob Newhart. This music, I'll bet Jeff Cardoni wrote this. It sounds like something of his. Actually, yeah, it is. It's the Young Sheldon theme, just played with a solo acoustic guitar.
Hey, what you doing?
Packing my things for
I am a
California.
mighty little
Taking
man.
your toy trains?
They're not toys, they're historically accurate facsimiles.
They go woo-woo when you press the button, right?
They're not joyless facsimiles.
Well, I'll see you later.
Where are you going?
To the cemetery to visit your dad. I don't suppose you want to join me?
He's not there.
Okay, I knew he was going to bring that up, and he's right. You know, when we go to the cemetery, what is buried there is just the body. The person that was is not there any longer. But going through the motions helps. You know, it helps to give closure. You know, like I said about in last episode about the importance of going to the funeral and possibly even going up to the casket and seeing the body, and how that closure is important. The symbolism of these things helps us to get through the grieving process. And this is part of the ongoing grieving process, is going to the graveside. And even though they're not physically in that grave, and they're not physically there, you feel like you're speaking to them. And I think that helps a lot. And, yeah, we can get into some other time the concepts about how, you know, do people in heaven hear us when we speak to them? You know, obviously they're not in the grave, but are they in heaven hearing us as well? We'll talk about that some other time if you want in detail. But I don't want to dwell on too much, get too much in theology while watching a reaction to one of these shows. But yeah, Sheldon is coming back with he's not there. It's a waste of time. But once again, this is part of her grieving process, and it's important for her to do that. And if going to that graveside helps her to connect on a spiritual level with him and to express those feelings that she has, as if he was sitting next to her, then that's important for her to be able to do that.
I know he's not there. He's in heaven. Because he got baptized.
Oh, no. Oh, not
Treat us
this
like a
again.
rhetorical ambush. Although if he's in heaven, why are you going to the cemetery? Ah, gotcha.
Sheldon, if you don't believe in baptism, what's the harm?
No. The harm? If you don't believe it, what's the point? It's not what's the harm, it's what's the point. Don't go through the motions. If you don't believe it, it's useless.
You're asking me to get in a big tub of unchlorinated human filth.
Peg cleans it.
Does she?
Peg says she cleans it. And if that is what is stopping you, I will personally scrub it out.
Mother, I can't be a hypocrite.
Good.
This ritual is just superstitious nonsense to make you feel better.
Okay.
And you taking all...
Okay, I disagree that it's superficial, it's just superstitious nonsense. But good for you for putting your foot down and saying, I'm not going through with it. I don't believe in it. It would be hypocritical for me to do that. And it would be. He is absolutely right. Don't go through the motions if you don't mean it. It means nothing. And Mary, he's right. Don't try to force him to do something that he doesn't agree with. It's not going to save his soul. It's going to push him farther away.
I gazed lovingly at her. I thought about how much she had been through and how much this would mean to her. And then I said, not a chance, lady.
I'm glad he stuck to his guns. And that's coming from
I
a
thought you were
pastor.
taking a shower.
Yeah, I thought I was too, but the muse had other plans. What are you wearing?
It's a hockey jersey. Here, I got you one.
The
I'm not wearing this silly thing.
When I first met you, you bought all of your shirts from a comic book store.
And I'd still be wearing them if they hadn't mysteriously disappeared.
No, she threw out his shirts.
Sheldon, I know you're not
That's a
fan of
crime.
sports, but it would mean so much to Leonard to have his father in...
Oh man, that is such a crime against humanity. You don't throw out somebody's childhood memories. Or for, his comic book t-shirts and stuff. Do not do that. That's so devastating.
But they hadn't
I feel
mysteriously
bad for
disappeared.
him.
But it would mean so much to Leonard to have his father in the stands supporting him.
End of discussion.
Do not
Oh,
tell
you got that from Mom.
March your cute behind upstairs and get in that shower.
Fine. But
The
that
wife
doesn't mean I'm
has
going.
spoken.
I'm worried about you.
Me? I'm doing fine. Jesus is helping me through.
I don't question that. But I do question why you're not spending more time with your son, who's leaving in a few days, and your daughter, who may be leaving as we speak.
She's doing okay.
She's not. You just don't know that because you're spending all your time praying.
I'm praying for them.
Mary,
Oh,
they don't.
here's another important lesson. This is another scriptural one. Is faith without works is dead. Going through the motions is one thing, but here we're talking about her praying for them and asking God to do something. And so many times we could be doing that. Instead of just, the whole problem that a lot of people have with the concept of thoughts and prayers is, why do you pray for me and hope that things are going to change and get better if you're not doing something to help make that happen? And they go hand in hand. Thoughts and prayers is important, but so is doing something about it. And the mistake that Mary's making here, that Meemaw is calling out, Connie, Meemaw, the mistake that she's calling out is that she is doing the one but not the other. She needs to be spending time with her kids. And instead of just asking God to change their lives and to make things better for them, do her part. Do it herself. The Lord works in mysterious ways, and sometimes God's answer to prayer is to have us do it. That's powerful. All right, let's get back into it.
Mary, they don't need your prayers. They need their mother.
They need both.
And
But yeah,
I need to
they
know
need their
that their
mother.
souls are saved.
Oh, I should have brought more beer.
Man, I hope
I
that
know that I'm not
I
winning
hope
any
this
popular...
episode I hope in this episode somebody brings forth that point that I've been making about going through the motions. Because I want Mary to learn her lesson from this. I want Mary to know that it's a mistake to try to force them to do a symbolism, something. It's not saving their souls. That's so important as a Christian to understand that getting baptized, dunked in water, all these things that we think that we do, our actions do not save our souls. And see, that's the problem with one of these shows being produced and put out by somebody who doesn't have that understanding of how faith works. I'm afraid that they're not going to resolve that here for us to see. They're not going to explain that it doesn't save our souls. And that's sad. That's tragic. Sheldon and Missy.
It's so empty. Everything is just so different lately.
Change is terrible. I've been saying it since I no longer fit in my high chair.
I agree. I hate
time
change.
together in this room, huh?
We did.
Oh, good, you're both here. Sit down.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Don't do
Sit.
it. Don't tell him to do it.
Listen, I talked to your mom about this baptism thing.
You got us out of it?
No, you need to do it.
No.
But it's against my well-established atheism.
It's not about you. Your mom needs this.
You can't make me.
You're right, I
No.
can't. But I'm watching my daughter fall apart right now.
And see, that's the thing, is we give in and we do things because it makes somebody feel better. But it's reinforcing, even in Mary, it's reinforcing into the children that it's fake and that it means nothing. And it's reinforcing in Mary that going through the motions is what saves her soul. And she's losing the whole point. And if you don't understand the full meaning of what it means, then it's meaningless. This is a horrible mistake for the kids and for Mary and for anybody who is watching that happens to understand the context that they're going through the motions and they don't believe in it. And then when they go out and their lifestyle reflects that. Horrible decision. I hope they don't go through with it.
I'm just asking for 20 minutes of your time.
Man, I understand. I feel bad for her.
Please.
But you can't do it.
Fine.
You've got to explain it to her.
Thank you.
It's weird when they cry.
I do not care for it.
That is so toxic.
Okay, this is where you can get changed into your bathing
Pastor
suits
Jeff,
and robes.
I hope
Boys
he
there, girls
is the
there.
Let's just
hero
get this over with.
and explains
I
this
want
to
to say
him.
again how sorry I am for your loss. I know your dad is real proud of you.
Our dad's gone. Screw this.
See? You said you'd do it.
Yeah, well, I changed my mind. I'm going home.
Are you gonna go too? I know you don't believe.
So
I
he
don't,
should
but I
go.
believe in you.
Call back to that previous episode.
Thank you.
Okay, now our next baptism is
Pastor
for
Jeff
Sheldon
should know
Lee
better.
Cooper, our soon-to-be brother in Christ. And personally, this is a big get for me. Sheldon, we're
You
ready
didn't get
for
him. You lost him. Now, see, this is what makes me so angry. This is a big get for me. See, for Pastor Jeff, it's all about the numbers and about, oh my goodness, I saved Sheldon. If I look how good I am at saving souls for God. Oh man, and he didn't. He didn't save Sheldon's soul. If Sheldon's soul was saved, number one, it wouldn't be Pastor Jeff that did it. It would have been God. And he would have maybe been an instrument that did it. But not likely. It would most likely be somebody like Memoir or somebody, a member of the family, somebody that he confided in that somehow influenced him without realizing it. But the whole thing makes me mad that here's a preacher, somebody that should know better, and and this is what gives people a bad view of Christians, is he's just looking at the outward symbolism and thinking that that's saving the soul and that he had something to do with it. I mean, he may have had something to do with it. I'm not saying that you don't, but that's what it's all about for him. And he is rejoicing that he has saved Sheldon's soul. And what he's actually done is he has pushed Sheldon farther away from the church. You watch Sheldon as an adult in The Big Bang Theory and in the commentary that he has on this show, looking back at his childhood, he has a very poor view of church and of spirituality and of religion and of Christianity and of God and Jesus. And it's all because it's so superficial. Because it was superficial to them, the Christians in the community, the preacher in the community that should know better. It's all superficial to them. And so for the people that they're trying to influence in positive, they're not helping them. They're pushing them farther away. They are reinforcing to them that it's superficial. And instead of saving their souls, they are condemning their souls. They are pushing them away from Jesus and away from God. And that makes me mad. And for those of you out there that are watching that are preachers, that are Christians, please learn from this bad lesson, this bad example. Learn a good lesson from this bad example of how not to influence people for God and to save souls. You can't do it by forcing them into it, or in Meemaw's case, using the heartstrings, guilting them into it. It doesn't work. It just pushes them ultimately farther away. And you're not saving souls. You are pushing souls instead of into heaven. You're pushing them straight to hell. I can't get any more blunt than that. And I just hope they change their mind. And I wish that this show would point that out. That's the problem with having a show that's not written by Christians, is they're not going to get that. Okay. That's over the top.
What's important is he's here.
Oh, my.
What are you doing?
You never told me you were baptized.
Yes, and I got a pretty nasty ear infection from my troubles.
And you went through with it just to please your mother.
See?
Well, she may not have understood me or the things I cared about, but she did everything she could for me. My dad did too.
That must have been great. Having parents who supported you despite all your differences.
Oh, yes. Looking back, that was the ultimate gift.
Hey, smartest man in the world. I brought you to the water. Take a freaking sip.
You're drawing a parallel.
Yes.
Oh, fine, I'll wear it.
And by the way, your daughter wants to take acting classes.
I told you we never should have let Penny babysit.
Leonard and Penny, they named the kids.
Eventually, my mom sold the house. My dad's chair was gone. My spot was gone.
Another pretty rendition of Mighty Little Man, strumming this time.
But I can still remember it exactly the way it was the day I left for Caltech.
Hey. What are you doing?
Ooh, nice transition.
Taking it all in one last time, so I remember it when I'm older.
You gonna remember me?
I have an eidetic memory. I have no choice.
Caltech.
You lost?
No. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Walk of Life, Dire Straits. Da-da-da-da.
Are you still
All
working?
right, so that's it. That was the finale to The Big Bang Theory. Or, I'm sorry, Young Sheldon. So that's it for these videos. I've got one more. As those of you that are familiar with this probably already know, this is the end of Young Sheldon, the series, but it's not over yet. They've got a spin-off series called George and Mandy's First Marriage. And it's coming out, excuse me, and it's coming out this fall on CBS. And so I'm going to react next to the teaser trailer for that. I haven't watched it yet, but we're going to watch it together on our next video. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe so that you know when we go live. Check out some of our other material on here. If you want to support this channel, you can also, down in the description, there's a link to a PayPal account. You can donate to the channel if you want to. But most importantly, I just want you to keep watching these videos. I would love if you would become a subscriber. That helps with the algorithm. Anything that you do on here, whether it's like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff helps out. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a wonderful week. We'll see you next time on the Light Side Reactions and Reviews.